Hello, good morning, and good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. And welcome to my live program. This program title is known as Know Your Budgets. We usually come here every Monday, 3 p.m. Nigerian time. And this program is also powered by Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. Today again, we are back here, and before then, let me apologize for Monday. It's very obvious I'm always apologizing. Sometimes it's due to some technical issues uh, beyond my control. And so that's why I try maybe one or two. My studio will not come up. And then that's why sometimes you don't see me on Monday, as all agree. But subsequently, I will want to change this program to morning. So that as soon as they wake up from your bed, you go, they watch me before you come out. So that your conscience, or as you go out, you go to ask questions. What in this woman they talk in the morning? How does it sound? Right? So today we are talking about the 305 billion where what INEC was requesting that they should give them for only 2023 elections, just 1 year elections. But today too, I'll be having a guest. And before then, let's take a short break. Welcome back. So before I
Yeah, hello.
I'm very sorry for the break in transmission, and this is one of them. This is just a, like welcome to Nigeria, where everything is the way it is. So, Chief Benjamin Obe, you are welcome on my live stream. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you very much. I'm always glad to be here to speak on
You,
issues about Nigeria.
you're welcome. I'm sorry for the break
Thank you
I,
very
I
much.
went, and sorry for keeping you waiting.
No problem.
Yeah. You see, can you read my screen, please?
Yes, yes, I can. I'm ready.
Okay, so we're asking about the 305 billion given to INEC just for 2023 elections. So elections usually get start preparing the year before the general elections, which the INEC open up portals for voters registration, as well as they open up portal for voters registration. Subsequently, they go into primary elections, and then we now look forward for general elections. And it's also considered that every year, INEC should come up with a new plan or new gadgets that to ensure Nigerians that, okay, right, this year, this is what we are going to do differently compared to the last year to ensure a credible and fair elections. We are not saying maybe over the time they have not been doing they have been trying their best in terms of elections, but still there is more to do to ensure that, okay, INEC is coming up with a new strategy to give people this courage that, okay, let me go and register my voters card. So this time around, my vote is going to count. To this time around, INEC have come up with a new strategy. We have not actually, I personally have not been getting up to what my expectation has been. But my concern here now is this amount of money on my screen. Now, if INEC alone, only 1 year election is taking 350 billion for just 1 year elections, what can they clearly come out to tell Nigerians that this money have been spent for? Considering the fact that registrations, the cards that they print, when you couple up all the cards they print and other the necessary um, things maybe they have come up with, that we have print paper ballot papers for elections, we have done this, we have done that. My still concern is this 355 billion just for 1 year elections. How possible? What justification can INEC come out to give us that they spend this money in 1 year? Sir, and when we come here to talk, we are concerns Nigeria. This
Okay,
thing we are talking about concerns us. Does it concern you too? And if it concerns you, what have been bothering you over these same issues that we are talking about here?
okay, thank you very much. Nigeria, we are in a house of drama. House
Yes.
of drama in the sense that the other day I was inside the keke, and after it took me for a while, and when I said the money has increased, I say, what happened now? He said dollar don't increase. Even the woman that plucked tomato now from the farm, if you go to buy tomato now, it will increase because dollar too has increased. So INEC will not tell you that most of the machines they are bringing, they are coming out from outside. They are coming outside the country, and then dollar has gone up, money has to go up. But the unfortunate thing is that we have some of these things that I don't know whether they are obsolete because there are some things that can never be changed. The machines that
Yes.
print those voters register and every other thing, those machines cannot be changed. We also have materials, facilities that have been used in the previous election. In Europe, yes, some of them, they fade them out, but within Nigeria, everything goes up because during elections, millionaires and billionaires are created. We get many billionaires, many millionaires, they put in everything. There is no sense of nationalism or patriotism in what they are doing. So I believe there are so many people who will benefit from that money. It's unfortunate that our tax is being channeled in that manner. But I believe that now let us get used to them and this kind of their money thing. Will the election be credible? Will the card readers or whatever they are bringing not disappoint? Will battery not go down? Will cyber whatever will not fail? Those are the questions. So if you are putting this kind of money, I believe that maybe they want to overhaul everything or even build some of their offices new. Because 305 billion no be child play. That money can cause go slow. If I have that kind of money and I go to Benue State or Utukpo, I will cause go slow. What I would do in that place. If you come there, you'll be wondering what's there. But this
Yes.
election that will hold in 36 states of the federation, including the FCT, the ballot papers will be printed maybe abroad or maybe by Nigerian printing and minting press and so many other logistics. People will be paid. They must have had all these estimates on ground on what the money must be used for. But the question
Yeah.
is that after the election, do you have a body to audit that account, to know how the money was used according to what it was given? There are experiences where people will go, the presiding officers will go, their money. In fact, sometimes some EOs share the money with them. They tell you, look, for you to be a presiding officer, if we are to pay you 10,000 for instance, you collect 6,000 and you keep your mouth shut.
Yes.
Some of them put fictitious names and all those things to make it work the way they want it. So it's quite unfortunate that we find ourselves in this situation in Nigeria. We have to
Yeah.
manage ourselves out gradually. But I know that many people will turn millionaires from this money. Many will turn billionaires. Some will marry second or third wife or fourth wife. Some will buy new car. Some will go and buy new house because it's
Yeah.
unfortunate that we find ourselves in this situation. And I think
Thank you.
a reasonable government is supposed to check some of these things. It's unfortunate that the system has failed, and those in government they are still acting things that Nigeria is still working. But my dear sister, Nigeria is on life support. I keep saying it. It's on life support, completely on life support. We are the mercy of God. God can just use Nigeria now. The name of Nigeria is written in pencil. Even if water touch, you feel clean.
It will clean.
That's the point we have reached.
I
So
agree
I
with you.
believe that we, the youth, we need to make a change in life. We need to be deliberate. We need to say no to this money. How much persons will benefit from this 305 billion?
Seriously, that has
How,
been my concern.
how many people will benefit from it?
I
And
think
it's going
I
to
think
go
they
within
should
the same range.
with this kind of money, INEC
Yeah.
should be able to tell us those election officers that usually go out to the villages after conducting elections. Sometimes they had issues that okay, the villagers never let them do credible elections. They hijacked the papers. They were printing those they want to print, and this one maybe they sniped the ban. INEC should be able to tell us how many security men they are sending alongside those electoral officers that are going to conduct elections in various polling units. At least security is free, but in the country we find ourselves now, they will say when you put fuel. Yeah, even if they use this money to get like maybe 10 security pay, council pay, at least three per polling units, or possibly those polling units in outskirts where things can easily maneuver. So they should come up and tell us about this money. I don't know whether it's only me that I'm a Nigerian that is bothering me. I don't know whether it's bothering other Nigerians because it concerns me. This is my country. Nigeria is me. I am a Nigerian. This is me. And for that fact, everything that concerns Nigeria concerns me because whatsoever affects this country affects me. So I think coming up to tell us how many security are going to deploy to that using all this money, a budget of how much is going to be spent? And if there is balance, let us know. Or is it not our right to know how much our money has been spent?
Yeah, I think there's a freedom of information bill. Now,
Yes.
very soon, we'll start serving these bodies that will make EFCC or ICTC to probe those financial expenditures right from up.
Yes.
But let me talk about the security aspect. The money for security is not an excuse.
Yes.
When you're talking about putting 10 pipe in polling units, it is what you have that you give.
Exactly.
1 million times 0 is 0. 305 billion times 0 is 0. How much security apparatus do we have? Some of them will have, they are busy guiding the big men. So when they guide the big men during elections, you have somebody entitled to up to 5-10 security. So that you just go and cast the vote and go, and then they'll go and stay home. Why there will be shortage of security? In fact, it is even better for them to use vigilante now to guide polling units. Because the vigilantes, they know the terrain of the area.
Exactly. I agree with you. Chifobe, are you there? Okay, Chifobe is having some network issues. We are not surprised. This is Nigeria. You are back.
Hello?
We were not hearing you.
Hello?
Yes, we were not hearing you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, very well now.
Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello? Okay,
yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead. Okay, sorry, Chief Benjamin Obe has some network issues, but we are talking about 305 billion where they give Inec, where they do elections. Now, which kind of elections? Now, only West African elections? Is it West African election or only Nigerian election for 305 billion? 305 billion, okay. No be baby money.
Okay, sorry, I had a network issue. It's from here.
I want us to dive into something quickly.
Okay. Yeah.
INEC released a list of the federal candidates, House of Reps, the Senate, and of course the president. But I cited a problem. I saw small wahala. I don't know whether you saw it too. There is this Benue candidate for Northwest Senatorial District that his name appeared 2 times on different political parties. It appears on the NNPP, it appears on the SDP. One person. And this person is published. What happened to the last Electoral Act amendment? How can one person contesting in 2 different political parties?
I think
in Benue here, his name appears 2 places and different if it is on one political party, I think we understand that maybe it's a typographical error. And how would that error be that huge? But this one, his name appeared on 2 different political parties, SDP and NNPP. Okay? People say, well, I'll be like waiting again. Did you see it?
Well, yeah, I saw it this morning when I was going through it. Maybe let us assume that INEC make mistake. And if INEC makes mistake at this level, it's the beginning of the problem we're going to have in the election. INEC is the body that's supposed to be critical, it's supposed to be careful, it's supposed to be very thorough. Because any message comes from them. to people will make people lose confidence in them. You're supposed to have looked at these documents and checked these things before bringing them out. This thing has been with them for quite some time. So let me just say, either they know what they are doing, they want people to know that even if we disqualify this person, this is the reason. Because I believe that such a person is supposed to be disqualified. I don't know election because the law does not permit you to come out in two different political parties. One person, just like one man before that we have in Benue State that has one result and one entry of results from the same school from different entry, about 6 entries.
Serious.
And yet they clap for him. Even Supreme Court put him on the head, say you too much. So Nigeria is the country where anything can happen. But I believe that Inec will rectify it. I believe they will rectify it. They must have seen it, or people must have drawn their attention to it. Because as I looked at it today, I was wondering, maybe at first I thought maybe there are 2 different persons with similar names, which is possible. It may be 2 different persons with similar names. One may come from may come from one local government, the other one may come from the other local government within the same constituency. So it's possible it could be 2 different persons. So let's see the magic or how they do about it. They may review it and then look at it. They will go back to their document and then come to clear the air. I believe that might be just one out of so many that may be observed. And the essence of publishing is for people to observe and then make observations known to them. So I believe that's how it is done. So
somebody posted about it, and I asked, why is one person name appearing on 2 different political parties? And the person replied me. The person said, I should go and read the new electoral amendment law. The one I read, it even said you cannot even purchase a nomination form in a different political party and purchase and sell for another form in another political party. So that when you fail here, you can jump into the next one. You will be disqualified. Talk more of when you come up with a one candidate contesting in 2 different political parties, that you cannot even purchase a nomination form in 2 different political parties. Then you come up with a candidate to run for general elections with 2 different political parties. I just hope the person also read the electoral amendment law.
No, I believe that the person is right to have referred you to the electoral act because he's morally handicapped or he's ignorant of the law. So if he's ignorant and he refers you there, it's okay. But if it's deliberate, or there are people who follow sheep people, losing their brain, they are just like trailer failing brake on the descending hill. That's how some people follow, without taking authenticity or the implication of one or two things. But I believe that the person have not read the electoral law, so it's referring you to the electoral law. But I believe that for me, that is left for the INEC because their integrity start counting now. My challenge is this morning that they have voted here 305 billion. When I looked at it since yesterday, I've been dreaming of the 305 billion. I know that, I don't know. That's why I say the security aspect, leave them out of it because we don't have enough manpower to man elections. That's why they bring in police. The army, the navy, the air force. In other countries, they don't use them. They use more of the police and others. So civil defense and police, they are supposed to be in the position. They should have enough manpower to man elections. If it goes beyond that, before you can bring in the higher body like the army, the armed forces. But in this case, they are all involved.
Thank you very much, sir.
So that is where we find ourselves. And then when you get to the police, why would it be enough? I don't blame the IG, I don't blame the commissioner. They'll do what they need to do. Whether it's order from above. Somebody is contesting for local government councillor. We'll go and carry 2, 3 police and be guiding him. or somebody who paid the election as a local government councillor will go and have two
Yes.
police following them because there's money. They have the money to sort one or two things out. So morally, I believe that things are going to be better. We should be positive. If your brother or your sister is sick or in any critical situation, you need to be hopeful. That's where we'll find ourselves. Nigeria is on life support. I'll keep saying it. The drip is on our body 24 hours to see whether we will survive. Either dextrose saline or dextrose water. Even they give injections. Everything is on Nigeria now to make Nigeria survive. That's where we'll find ourselves. You can look at what happened where the Queen passed out. You look at the system, we are linked to the British Empire, our colonial master, and we should learn some things. But I believe that some things were left deliberately to handicap or paralyze us. This coming election is not going to be business as usual. If they like, let them vote.
So. We hope so with this kind of money.
Let them vote 200 trillion, or let them just sell the whole Asurok and carry the money to do election to favor them. I believe that the enlightenment is getting thicker and thicker. If you go to places and then you see, let people reject money for the first time and do what is supposed to be done. I give an example. I think in 2016, and that's why I say the present government they don't fear God. Against all odds, the government in power, government of Goodluck Jonathan, people came all out. It's okay, let us make a change. And plus the money, the PDP money then, and everything, they still lost the election. What will happen this year? People will deviate from both APC and PDP. Those two wives we have, all of them don't go Kwanangida. We want to relocate to another level.
Can we read a comment here?
Okay.
Let's read a comment here. See what did this person talk. He said 305 billion. You divide by 700 average to know how many dollars this is. Just $406 million. So you blame the exchange rate for the heavy bills. Most of the items used were imported. Can we analyze this? Most of the
items that
were imported. I'm hearing you. He said most of the equipment used were imported. Now, who are we to blame? He said the exchange rate. My concern is this. Online voting has been going on in different countries. The same computer or the systems you are using to capture people to get them give them paper to go and stand and vote. Why did you convert that same computer and let these people vote online so that you transmit it direct? And you are telling us they go to purchase this thing, import some of this gadget they are using. I don't understand very well. If anybody understands it very clearly, please, the person should send us comments.
Okay, I think from the beginning of my statement, I told you about the Okada, the Keke man, who told me that dollar has gone up. Exchange rate has gone up. Yes. I knew this kind of comment was going to come because, number one, they blame everything now on exchange rate. If you look at 406 million, like he said, in dollars, you take that kind of money to America that are the owners of dollars into that country. And how much? America is larger than Nigeria.
Far away.
With 51 states or 57 or thereabouts. They do the election. If you check the vote for the election in dollars, are they hitting this kind of percentage? Yes, if they are hitting it. Check the population and then check the system. They have come to a point where some of those things are being produced and sourced locally.
Exactly.
We have people within Nigeria that have the intelligence to do. If Nigerian hush puppy can hack into Weibo account and collect money and do this one, we have people who have the intelligence to do one or two things. Nigeria is supposed to be sorting, like Inec now. They are supposed to be sorting for local content for some of these things. Because the only thing we need here more is the operation. Like you rightly said, people have voted, registered. You have all their data and details online. There are ways that people vote in different places. Why would they not want people to do this kind of normal American vote and others? The money we are voting and the equipment we are trying to buy is far more than what they even spend in their own election. So why do you run away from the electronic voting? And that's why I tell you, if they like, they should vote 305 trillion. When they do the right thing, it's not a problem. But what we are saying is that this money that they are talking, whether exchange rate or change rate or transchange rate, I believe that they may not be sincere to themselves. If you are cooking for a blind man, you'll be whistling so that he knows that you are not eating. If
so that you are
exchange
not
rate
stealing the
is
food.
yes, if exchange rate is high, number one, is it the printing of the ballot paper that cannot be done in Nigerian printing and minting press? That's the question.
Or is it the
Because
laptops?
if Nigeria now bring those equipment to print and then print money, print other things, it will stay within Nigeria and will be used for Nigerian purpose.
Yes.
Afterwards. So next
Exactly.
time again, you may not go and vote with that kind of money for those things. You only supply the information, and then that's all. So at the end of
And
the
what
day,
are they even purchasing that cannot be produced in Nigeria here? I think we have another comment here.
Okay.
He said, I think Ladipo still said, U.S. elections in 2020 cost $114 billion. Nigerian election is about 20 times of 2020 U.S. elections. How many states or how many countries are comprises of a United States of America? And what is their population?
Yes.
And how is their system working? Can you give us a comparison of the two countries, Nigeria and then the US? How many countries are comprises of the United States of America? And then what is their population compared to that of Nigeria? And look at their system generally. How is it? So that you give us this comparison and then we are good.
Well, I think he is right with his analysis, but just like you rightly pointed out, it's just like somebody telling me that Lagos is larger than Nigeria. That Lagos is larger than Nigeria. And we had the discussion sometimes, and somebody talking about Nigeria and Ethiopia. Sorry, Lagos and Ethiopia. And I say Ethiopia has over 90 something million. We will have almost 200 million. When you take the average of the people, if US is spending $14 billion on their election, and you check the number of people voting in US, not population yet, the voting strength of US. If you check the number and the procedure, they do one, they go to electoral college, from electoral college, they go to other system, and then they have a chain of systems that involve this money within the 51 or 50 something states they have. For me, it's 50 something countries joined together. So when you check and you check it in Nigerian system, one state sometimes might even be more than Nigeria in US.
Yes.
And you multiply it, you do the division, you will know that something is wrong somewhere. And if we agree that nothing is wrong, you will see that it is not the money that is the problem, it's the implementation. Is the person that you give let me use the word in quote, is the goat in quote that you give the yam. Will you trust that money will be judiciously used and then the election will still not be messed up? The election might still be messed up. We have spent
That is
huge
our
money
point.
in previous elections, and every day we are in court or we are battling one thing or the other. You still have where they snatch ballot papers and they still declare results.
Exactly.
We are supposed to be, with this kind of money, we should be advancing from manual election to electronic election. It's a
Exactly.
systematic thing.
Exactly my
The
point.
first time they came with the OMR, whatever, something like that, to take that out and registration. The next one they came with the card reader. Nigerians crack the card reader so that they revert back to manual use of incident form.
Yes.
Now we are going into another system. We say it's supposed to be electronic voting. So what are we learning? We are supposed to be moving as a chain. It's not the money. It is what this money will be used for. Or are we going to get the value for the money? You go to the
Exactly my
market
point.
and then they tell you that you should buy a spoon for 35,000 naira. With that spoon, cook
Yeah.
food. That spoon will not cook the food now. So I think in Nigeria, we should get it within the same range that it is the implementation, the value for that money. The election we're going to hold, we're all here, we're going to say if the election is not going to be electronic or
Yeah.
some other advances that they claim, it got to a point Inec is now saying that they may not use electronic transmission of results again. I don't know how true that is. They've been coming out to say one or two things about it. Then what's the essence?
What's the essence?
So
We
I
are not
believe that
asking too much. We are only asking you, this money, are we going to get the value of this money in 2023 elections? Because our time is fast going, we will just leave you with a word of encouragement. Coming out to ask the Nigerian government to do the right thing, to show us how our public funds are being spent. I think we are not asking too much. Also asking INEC to spend this money judiciously so that in 2020, after 2023, we will not have cases of ring elections, snatch of ballot papers, we see people running up and down to courts and stuff like that. We're also asking them at the end of the day, let them come out to tell us how much this money have been spent. We are not asking too much. Mr. Chibenjamin Obe, we are asking too much. What's your take on this?
no,
And then Ladipo Kainde, please, we are not asking too much. Or do you think what we are asking is too much?
no. I think what Ladipo is saying, I think he's right in his own understanding. I like him because he has the analysis and has the facts. When you have the facts and the analysis, you break it into smaller units. You
Yes.
see the implications. When you do that, you discover that things will go better. So I believe that Nigerians will have, for them to have this analysis, US using 14 billion or 15 million or billion in dollars in the election. I believe everybody is getting the awareness. The awareness will translate to reality. What will not make us suffer? It is not all about me and the Ladipo. It's all about our children, the future of our children, the future of the neighbors that we have that cannot pay school fees. It's not that their fathers are lazy. Some of their parents are bricklayers. They are very strong people physically.
It's about my
But
future
they,
too. I'm still young. I have long way to go.
yeah,
How long? I
but
want to
they're
stay and
stealing aspect.
enjoy the dividend of this country. I
Yeah,
want to
they're stealing
enjoy.
aspect. Yeah,
Yes.
they're stealing aspect. Their parents are not privileged to be in a position to steal. So the children will suffer. And when they suffer at the end of the day, they turn to armed robbers, they turn to bandits, they turn to other things. They'll be hunting the children of the rich. Your own that you have
Yeah.
trained with your so-called sweat. Normally you have stolen. So we should be looking at the future. Look beyond us as an individual. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Please, we have come to the end of this program for today. As usual, please always come here to comment, share, and like our program. And if possible, you have some issues you want us to talk about, send them to us here. Please send them to budget.gcsdn@gmail.com. and that's our email address. Every Monday, 3 p.m. I told you subsequently we are going to be changing this program to morning, but I will tell you the date, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. But stay tuned as we bring you another interesting topic next week, same time and the same channels you are watching. I still remain Faith Yasa, your humble anchor, and my humble guest here, Chief Owecho Benjamin Obe. Sir, thank you for coming up as we take a
Thank
leave.
you very much.